So this is the page is for agilemania, where you can take PSM1 practice test assessment. What you have to do is you have to click on try now, then it will take you to this here. Take the free practice test, fill in the details to get started, complete training, and looking for the training. No, we are not looking for the training, we are just put it so here Narendra and your email address, anything that you want it, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, whatever it is. And here you need to check this. I'm not sure how it automatically got checked, but you need to check it here. I have read the agreement, you need to agree, right? And then you're gonna click on start test. Finger cross. Let's see. Okay, so here, timer. You can see here on your right hand side on top, the timer is already started. And let's go. Which following statements are true for one product? There is one product owner and one product backlog. What is this? Yeah, this is true. Each team working on the same product must have their own product backlog. Each team working on the same product must have the sprint backlog. The sprint backlog. The definition of done and acceptance criteria are same. I don't think here it's true. Question number 2, following are the time box events in Scrum. Select 3. Okay, we need to select 3 for the time box. Okay, which are the events? Release planning, I don't think. Product backlog requirement, no. Daily Scrum, sprint planning, triage call, no. Sprint review, yeah. So 3, the sprint review is choose one. Opportune time for Scrum team to inspect the increment with stakeholders for the potential feedback. Okay, let's see next one. Time to appreciate developer work now. 2 hours time boxed event for the 2-week sprint. Now, demo of the developer's work to product owner. I don't think so. So the right answer would be opportune time for Scrum team to inspect the increment with stakeholders for the potential feedback. Let's go to question number 4. The purpose of each sprint is, okay, we need to choose 2. Create at least one piece of business functionality that can attract feedback. Refine the product backlog items for the upcoming sprint. I don't think so. Creating a potential releasable increment for the product. Yep. Ensuring everyone in the Scrum team is working the task. Oh my god. Creating at least one piece of business functionality that can attract feedback. Ensuring everyone in the Scrum team is working the tasks. I'm confused here, but I'll go with this because just we need to choose 2. So question number 5, when Scrum team inspect and adapt artifacts and progress towards a sprint goal, choose 1. When Scrum teams inspect and adapt artifacts and progress towards a sprint goal, that should be frequently. And hey guys, once again, I'll just let you guys know that this is the first attempt I'm doing, so I'm not expert here. You guys out there might be more experienced or PSM certified already, so don't take me wrong. This is just I'm testing my knowledge here. So yeah, let's get started again. 6, I might be wrong or I might be right as well, so I'm still in a learning phase. According to my knowledge, I'm attempting this. So question number 6, what not to discuss in the sprint retrospective. Definition of done, sprint backlog for the upcoming sprints. Okay, process improvements, establishing current PBIs in the product backlog, team collaboration. What not to discuss? I think these 2. Let's see. The time is ticking. It's 36 minutes. Oh my god. The product backlog may include user stories, features, defects, experiments, capabilities. I think all of the above. The time box for the sprint planning meeting is choose 1. 8 hours for a monthly sprint, 6 hours for monthly, 4 hours for 2 weeks, whatever time a Scrum team decides. I think 8 hours for a monthly sprint. Who in Scrum team is responsible for expressing the product backlog items? Business analyst, the Scrum master, the product owner, anyone from the developer. I think this should be the product owner. The definition of done is inspected and adapted during sprint planning, release planning, project kickoff, sprint retrospective. Nothing during sprint planning. Nah. Mm, okay. Release planning. I am confused between sprint retrospective and sprint planning. So, the definition of done is inspected and adaptive. Let's go with sprint retrospective. Uh, let's see. Who in Scrum team can cancel a sprint abnormally? Choose one. Obviously, that should be a product owner. The sprint ends when all the stories of the sprint are completed, when time box expires, when Scrum Master says it's done, when it's maxed as done in the tool Jira Edu. One of the stories when Scrum Master says it's done. I think when time box expires. Even we have one time box over here, which will expire soon. Let's go on. 13. The acceptance criteria and definition of done are both same. The acceptance criteria and definition of done are both same. I think so. Let's say that's true as per my understanding. Who is Scrum team? Who in Scrum team is responsible for writing the product backlog items, user stories? Choose one. Scrum Master, Project Manager, Product Owner, or whoever's product ever delegated to senior. I think writing the product backlog items, product owner, or whosoever product owner delegated to. So 15, the Scrum is choose three. A framework to solve complex problems. Each element of Scrum has specific purpose and is essential to Scrum's success. Traditional process with Scrum Master to replace project managers. Scrum is a methodology. Scrum is based on empiricism. Yeah, how can we forget this? So number 16. What are the Scrum values? 3. Focus, transparency. Okay, earn values, inspection, courage, commitments. Values. Okay, values. Oh, this is a very confusing one. Focus, courage, and commitment. Again, let's see, finger cross. The sprint may include functional test, user stories, story task, any of the above mentioned as decomposition of PBIs. May include user stories. 18. Scrum has a role, the project manager. Scrum has a role, the project manager. I don't think Scrum has a project manager role here. Okay, 19. The developer in Scrum team are accountable for holding each other accountable, creating conflict, providing status update during the daily Scrum, daily stand-up call, committing to sprint backlog and delivering that by end of the sprint, delivery of done increment that meets the definition of done. Choose two. Okay, the developer in Scrum team are accountable for delivery of a done increment that meets their definition of done. This is for sure. Committing to sprint backlog and delivering them by end of the sprint. Creating conflict, holding each other accountable. It's accountable for. Let's say committing to sprint backlog and delivering that by end of the sprint. Let's see. The recommended size of the Scrum team is obviously 10 or fewer than 10. I remember this from my training, which I took last week. Okay, that's 21. During sprint retrospective, the Scrum team discuss. Choose one. Any changes to be made in the definition of done? Technology or skill improvement, people and communication channels. During sprint retrospective, the Scrum team discuss. I think all of the above. Let's see. Okay, question number 22. 30 minutes. Okay. The increment of the sprint must be released to the production by end of each sprint. What it says is the increment of the sprint must be released on the production by end of each sprint. I don't think so. The increment of the sprint must be released to the production by. I don't think so. Multiple teams who are working on the same product must have the same cadences. Multiple teams who are working on the same product must have the same cadences. That's confusing. We don't have an option to review this, but we need to select one. So, who are working on the same product must have the same currencies. Oh. I just want to check what is currencies here, what it means. The ending of the phrase productive as a rhythmic. It says currency is music, otherwise saying currency may be determined in the half. This is the ending of the phrase. The team are working on the same product must have the same product. Let's see. I'm gonna put on false. Who is responsible for tracking the progress of product level goals? Product manager, product owner, developer, project. Who is responsible for tracking the progress of the developer? I think product developer. Responsible to track the progress of the product level, either product owner or developers here. But I'm gonna select here a developer. Let's say just because it says choose one. Daily Scrum is standard by any one of the developers, Scrum Master, product owner, person who missed the last day Scrum, anyone from the developer. Daily Scrum is started by anyone from the developer. What does it mean to say that an event has a time box? The event can take no more than a maximum amount of time. The event must take at least a minimum amount of time. The event must happen by a given time. The event must happen at a set time. Oh my god, this is so confusing. The event can take no more than a maximum amount of time. The event must happen at a set time. These both are making so confusing. The event can take no more than a maximum amount of time. Set time. Let's see. Product backlog management include select three. Assigning the product backlog items into a sprint backlog, presenting product backlog items to the key stakeholders, include product backlog is a transparent and clear to all and shows that the Scrum team will work on next, ordering product backlog items to be best achieved. The goal optimizing the value of the work the development team performs, presenting product backlog items to the key stakeholders. Product backlog management includes signing the product backlog items into the sprint backlog. Okay, presenting product and what would be the third one? Optimizing the value of the work the development team performs. It includes sprint, presenting product backlog, key stakeholders. Product backlog is transparent and clear to all and shows that the Scrum team will work on next. Optimize the value of the work the development team perform. I don't think so. Let's see. And developers in support with Scrum Master can take a call to cancel the sprint. Support with Scrum Master can take a call to cancel the sprint. I don't think so. Also, the daily Scrum is time boxed to 30 minutes for first few sprints and 15 minutes after that. 15 minutes, 45 minutes, as much as time Scrum team decides. I think it's 15 minutes. We can't stress beyond that. 30, the Scrum Master assigns the task to the developers now. Teach and ensures the time box of the various events in the sprint. Presenting to the stakeholders during review on what has been completed and what is pending. Okay. Updates the tools for the drive, the progress reports like burn down. Scrum Master helps those outside the team interact with the Scrum team. Teach and ensures the time box. I think this one, the stakeholders during the review, because the tools of the progress reports. Master helps just to Scrum Master helps the outside the team interact with the Scrum team. Let's see. In what scenarios a product owner can abnormally terminate the sprint? When there is too much work in the sprint, when Scrum Master is on holiday, when stakeholders find new opportunities in the market, when a sprint goal is no more valid for the sprint. I think this one, when a sprint goal is no more valid for the sprint. Time boxed events in Scrum are sprint review, daily Scrum, sprint planning, and growing testing and sprint retrospective. Time of events in Scrum. Are these events? Let's see. Who owns the sprint backlog and takes the call to update it? Who owns the sprint backlogs? Developers, Scrum team. Who owns the sprint backlog and takes the call to update it? The developers, I think. Sprint backlogs. Sprint backlogs are owned by developers. Scrum team. Might be. Okay, let's go with developers for now. Who are the participants of sprint planning event? Product owner and developers only. Sprint planning event. Scrum team it should be. During the sprint review, Scrum team must demonstrate the work completed in the previous sprint. During the sprint review, false, I don't think. The increment can be described as choose one. A new functionality in the product that is not tested yet. New usable and done features in the product built on the features delivered in previous sprints. Detailed design of everything forecasted for the current sprint, or user interfaces for the features those were delivered in the previous sprint. Increment can be described as, I need to study about the increment properly, so I'm blind here. It's a new functionality in the product that is not tested yet. It can be described as increment. I'm going with this, but I need to study about increments. Which statement is true about product backlog? It's a single source of requirements of the developers to pull the work from. It's a complete list of requirements and tasks to complete. It's a list of only functional requirement. Product backlog doesn't contain experiments of POC related requirements. It evolves as more in learned about the product. It's a complete list of requirements and tasks to complete. I think this is the product backlog. Okay, we need to choose two. Contain experiments and POC related requirements. It evolves as more is learned about the product. More is learned about the product. An experiment and POC related requirements. It is a single source of requirement for the developers to pull the work from. It is list of only functional requirements. Product backlog. Yeah, that's true. Let's say, who is Scrum team? Who in Scrum team can abnormally terminate the sprint? This is one of the easiest questions I found here. When Scrum team inspects and adapt artifacts and progress towards a sprint goal. When Scrum team inspect and adapt artifacts and progress towards a sprint goal. That should be frequently. When a product owner or Scrum master participate in daily Scrum. When Scrum team raises impediments. When product owner and Scrum master wants, product owner and Scrum master must participate in daily Scrum. When a product owner or a Scrum are also playing the role of developer in the Scrum team. When the product owner and Scrum master wants. I think between these two. When product owner or Scrum master are also playing the role of a developer in the Scrum team. Product owner and Scrum master must participate in daily Scrum. That's like daily Scrum is started by developers as well. They can, when product owner and Scrum master wants, when Scrum team raises impediments. I'm confused between this and this two. Let's see. Scrum Master is accountable for managing the performance of the Scrum team, the meeting, and the objective that the Scrum team sets for itself. The Scrum framework being adopted and used properly. I think this one. How much time is required after a sprint to prepare for the next sprint? I know the answer for this, but is it now a new sprint? Yes, a new sprint starts immediately following the end of the enough time of the requirements to be determined in the document. I think this one. A new sprint starts immediately following the end of the previous sprint. Yeah. Market changes and its impact on the product backlog can be discussed during the sprint review. Sure. Market changes and its impact on the product backlog can be discussed during the sprint review. Yeah. What all can be included in the sprint backlog? User stories, defects, task, non-functional requirements. So is what applies. User stories, sprint backlog, task and non-functional requirements. Functional and non-functional requirements can we add in sprint backlogs? I think tasks. Okay, let's go to question number 45. It's 70 minutes left. Sprint length can be extended temporarily to accommodate the ad hoc request or the undone work. Sprint length can be extended temporarily. Sprint length. I don't think so. False. The adaptation for the sprint planning is sprint backlog and uncommitted sprint goal. Committed product backlog items and uncommitted sprint goal. Sprint goal forecasted product backlog items and a plan to deliver them. Sprint backlog definition of done. The adaptation of the sprint planning is sprint goal, forecast product backlog items and a plan to deliver them. Sprint backlog. I think this one. What is the immediate impact on the productivity of a Scrum team by adding more member to it? Choose one. Productivity will be will likely be same. The productivity of the Scrum team will increase. The productivity is likely to decrease initially and may increase later. Scrum forbids the concept of productivity of the team. I think third one. Who creates the definition of done? Product owner, Scrum Master, Scrum team. Definition of done is by developers as a Scrum team, product owner, Scrum Master, Scrum team. Let's see. What not to discuss in the sprint retrospective. Definition of done. Sprint backlog for the upcoming sprints. Process improvements. Team collaboration. Estimated current behavior. Product backlog. Estimating the current. Definition of done. Estimating, I think, ways to. Let's see. Product owner is accountable for value maximization of the work done by the developers. Is one person. Product owner is one person. Product owner is a committee or traditional. Accountable for value maximization of the work done by the developers. I think this one, first one. 14 minutes left. Tracking the work in sprint is the responsibility of Scrum Master, business analyst, developer, project. Okay, tracking the work in a sprint. Developers. The sprint backlog may include user stories, experiments, features. I think all of the above. Due to non-availability of a few of Scrum team members, the sprint retrospective can be conducted in the next sprint. I don't think so. False. How many questions? Okay, we are coming to end. What gets covered during the sprint planning? Choose one. How the product is getting impacted with the change in the market condition. Why to do the sprint? What should be done and how to do it. Oh my god, this looks awesome. Why to do the sprint? What should be done and how to do it? I think this one. Let's check other options. Who will do what part of the sprint? I don't think this one. What went wrong in the previous? I don't think this one. So this one would be the best one. Question number 55. Developers best structured themselves in order to create an integrated done increment by working only one technical layer like UI, DB, middle tier, API. I don't think so. They develop functionality end to end through all the technical, non-technical layers. Bang on this one. What is the best suited structure for development? Sorry, what is the best suited structure for development teams in order to produce integrated increments? Each development team develops functionality from beginning to end through all technical layers. Each development team works only one technical layer of the system. I think the first one. Okay, 57, the last question. Oh my god. Only product owner can take decision to cancel a sprint. That's true. Oh, we are within time box, but yeah, still 12 minutes left. Let's review once if we have, before submitting. Choose one, yeah. Okay, the sprint backlog may include. Okay, yeah. Choose to product owner is one person. Forgot to choose the second one. Okay, again you choose two. Okay, we have choose one, choose one, choose one, choose one. Okay, choose two. We have selected two. Four. We have selected four. Three. Three. Okay, three. One. Just two. We have selected two. One. Okay, so we have completed our 57 questions MCQ, and let's submit and see among 57 how many are correct. Where is it? Okay, here it goes. Oh my god. Oh, red. There. Oh my god. Oh, so many reds I'm seeing. What are those reds? Okay, so total there were 57 questions and I answered all of them 57 and correctly answered was 46. I don't think, this is bad. This is really good. I think this is my first attempt and among 57 questions, I correctly answered 46 questions. And I'm happy, really happy. So that means, again, there is still, scope of improvement. Need to go about the sprint. Okay. The purpose of each sprint is, so if we need to select two, is create a list, one piece of business functionality that can attract feedback, and another is creating a potentially releasable increment of the product. And what I selected was ensuring everyone in the Scrum team is working that task. Did I selected this? Red means what? Wrong answer. Yeah, this is what I selected and this is wrong. Okay. So these all are correct. Okay, the acceptance criteria and definition of done are both same. So this is false, wherein I selected true. So the acceptance criteria and definition of done are both same. No, they are not same. Okay, yeah. The sprint may include user stories. I was supposed to select one and I selected any of the above mentioned as a decomposition of PPIs. Why did I select this? Obviously, the sprint may include user stories. Correct. Sorry. Okay. My bad. Okay. Yes, use stories, we can't include that. Red means the wrong one, right? Okay. The correct one, any of the above mentioned as a decomposition of PPIs. Okay. So Scrum has a role in the product manager. Bang on, I'm right there. Okay, the developer and Scrum team are accountable for delivery of a done increment that meets the definition of done. This is what I should have selected, but I selected committing to sprint backlog and delivering the end of the sprint. That's wrong. Holding each other accountable, that's right. And another is delivery of a done increment that meets the definition of done. I'll remember this. Okay. Okay, then where I went wrong here? Who is responsible for tracking the progress of product level goals is product owner, not developers. Okay. Product backlog management includes product backlog in transparent and clear to all and shows what the Scrum team will work on next, ordering product backlog items to best achieve product goal, optimizing the value of the work the development team performs. Okay. So yeah, okay, yeah. The increment can be described as new usable and done features in the product built on the features delivered in previous sprint. Yeah, I know that I need to study more about the increment thing. I was not sure on this. Okay. Which statement is true about product backlog? It's a single source of requirement for the developers to pull the work from. Okay, and it evolves as more is learned about the product. Okay. When a product owner or a scrum master participates in a daily scrum, when a product owner and a scrum master are also played the role of a developer in the scrum team. I was like 50-50 on your, I was thinking this one, but I selected this. Okay. That's bang on, that's correct. Uh, and yeah, so this is how it went. So I'm really happy with the results that I got, and I know where I need to improve and where I need to study more. So, guys, this is agilemania, where you can